choose. Check out our Kasasa checking accounts and find out how you can get both. For more information, visit bankeasternct.com, call us at 860-889-7381, or stop by any of our branch locations today. Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank with offices in Norwich, Jewett City, and Plainfield. Member FDIC. Do you, Kasasa?
Hi, my name is Dr. Katina Simmons. I'm the optometrist and the new owner of Grizzled Eye Care, formerly the office of Dr. Joel Zuckerbrand. I would like to welcome you and your family to make an appointment today for an eye exam. Even though the name has changed, we are still providing the same family-friendly eye care as Dr. Z. We are located at 8 North Main Street in Jewett City. You can also find Grizzled Eye Care on Facebook and send us a message. Don't forget that eye exams correlate to your whole body health too. It's not just new glasses and contacts. So, come see me, Dr. Katina Simmons, at the all-new Grizzled Eye Care, formerly Dr. Zuckerbrand. Hope to see you soon.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling on it.
The dad joke. Corny, grown-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
What did the buffalo say when he dropped his son off for school? Bye, son.
So take a moment to make your kid laugh, because dad jokes rule. Make your kid laugh today. Go to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Did you hear that? Mike Minarski and Rich Wasilek in the morning and 80s all day and night.
Whatever you do, don't tell them you listen to internet radio.
Awful entertaining.
SNSN, your community radio.
Live from Main Street. Mike Minarski and Rich Wasilek in the morning and 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
So I go ahead and I put a theme up for today. Are you there? Yeah. Every day I'm here like, what am I going to talk about? I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Well, anyway, something slapped us right in the middle of the noggin this morning. And it's like, so I put up open forum and I'm like, okay, here we go. Let's talk about, well, we'll find something because we always kind of do.
Sometimes things find you.
Yeah. And this one kind of found us. And actually, you brought it to my attention. And then I got a text from Melissa. And here we go. A statement from Joe Biden. But first, how you doing, Scott?
I was good until about 5 minutes ago.
Scott Freyer is, of course, a local resident, has a lot to do with a bunch of stuff in town, and also co-host of B3 Baseball. Tell us about B3 Baseball.
B3 Baseball is doing well. We had an awesome fundraiser with our friends from Epicure Brewing last Friday night to benefit the Tommy Toy Drive.
Toy Fund, yep.
We brought in a lot of toys, generous people that came into Epicure. Last year we probably had a third of what we collected last week, and it was just every year it just gets bigger. So we're going to continue to do it every year, all to benefit local kids in the Norwich area who may not have Christmas otherwise. So we're happy to do that. So that's the kind of things we're about. We're about the community. We're not just about baseball, not just about the Yankees, which if we have time, we can talk about that. Yeah. We can talk about our conversation that we had in the parking lot before we came upstairs. So that'd be good. But B3 Baseball is great. We're getting more and more supporters. We got big things coming. We just opened up our website. So listen, it's been an awesome ride. It all started here with just a guy with a beer.
Now, do you still do that show?
I do not. It's shelved for now.
Really?
Yeah.
I was a big fan of it.
It's never going away, but it's just on the shelf until we
see. You've never had your retirement match.
That's correct. I never had a retirement match.
Well, that's good because I was a big fan of that show.
It was fun.
Absolutely was a fan. It was just the way I guess you did it and stuff like that, and the concept of the entire show was just so cool because nobody else was doing it.
It was cool. I think a lot of people during the pandemic, a lot of people kind of started podcasts. It was like the explosion of when the lockdown was happening and people had nothing to do but sit home and gain weight. So I decided, hey, if I'm going to gain weight, I'm going to drink beer doing it.
Yeah.
So I decided to start watching movies because that's what pretty much everybody was just watching streaming platforms and watching a movie. And then I decided to go on Facebook Live and just review a movie and drink a local beer and then review the beer and the movie. And I just started doing it every day, and I called it Beer and a Movie. So I just had people recommending movies to me. So I would pick one of the recommendations and watch it, and then we talk about it the next day. And then I would just review the local beer. And that turned into the idea for Just a Guy with a Beer. And now here I am.
Jagwab.
Now here I am with a media conglomerate with P3 Media.
You guys are doing very well.
Yeah, it's great. My partner, Donner, and I, along with our awesome team at Forward, man, I'm blessed to have the friends I do, to work with such a great guy as Chris Knott. I mean, he's a great partner.
Yep.
You know, and things just fell into place. You know, it's a lot of people helped along the way with you. So thanks for helping me get to where I'm at.
No, you did it. I just kind of
but you
helped open a door for you.
No, you were a mentor. You were a mentor to me of this business. So because there's a lot of things I had to learn. It's not just standing here behind the microphone and looking awesome.
and that you do.
Yeah.
Look at that handsome man right there. Look at that.
Yeah. So I mean, listen,
you're more handsome than Brittany Griner.
Oh.
She's a handsome man.
Yikes.
So anyway, let's take a look. Oh, look, there's Brittany Griner right there.
Yeah.
Brittany Griner, the reason why we go ahead and segue into her is because she is on her way home.
Good for her.
As we speak.
As we say in Jersey, good for you.
Good for you.
Good for you.
President Biden has said moments ago, I spoke to Brittany Griner. She is safe. She is on a plane. She is on her way home. And the rumor is, and I haven't read it, but I think you saw something about it.
It is not a rumor. It is facts.
No, not her, but she was traded.
She was traded.
Not for a player to be named later.
For Xander Bogaerts.
Good luck, Xander.
Yeah. No, she was literally...
San Diego is the gulag.
She was... listen, if that's the gulag, send me straight to the gulag. I would live in San Diego in a minute. The only place in California I'd ever want to put my feet to touch.
Yeah.
No, she was... that player to be named later is a convicted Russian arms dealer. So now the United States apparently is in the business of trading convicted dangerous arms dealers for athletes. But listen, I don't want to be political about this. American citizens are American citizens. I'm glad that she's coming home. She was imprisoned, in my opinion. It was ridiculous. She was a political pawn because it was all happened right at the beginning of the Ukraine invasion. So she's been there for 10 months, I think. And they legit sent her to the gulag. Yeah. Like this, she's not respawning like in Call of Duty. She's in the gulag and she's in the labor camp, which it sucks.
It's hard. But
my whole issue with all of this is if it was you or me or anybody watching the show right now, nobody would care.
But, and we'd still be there.
She's a professional athlete. Whether you like that WNBA or not, she's still a professional athlete. She's an African American woman, and she's part of the LGBTQ community. So she got extra attention. And while I agree with the sentiment that you broke the law, so you do the crime, you do the time, it was a little excessive. But she did find out quickly that the flag that she refused to stand for is a little bit different than the way they treat their people in other countries. And that happens a lot.
Yeah.
They don't follow the same rules. Like I see people on social media crying all the time. Oh, they're treating her horribly. Well, guess what?
It's a different country.
Guess what? And not only is it a different country, it's Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Russia does not give a crap about your rights. They don't care about anything. But hey, you're not only did you break our laws, but you're an American, and you broke our laws.
So they're going to throw the book.
Yes, I don't have numbers. I don't know this factual, but I would be willing to bet there are probably thousands of American citizens being detained unlawfully in Russia.
Is it unlawfully being detained according to our rules or their rules?
Yeah, they're unfairly. I would say, how about that? We go unfair.
Again, unfairly due to our rules or unfairly
our court
due to
systems
their
are not
rules?
the same. Right. Like people complain about our legal system, it's broken, our justice system is broken. They have no idea.
Right. You
have no idea. It's the same with everything. I've been to 23 different countries in my travels in this world, and in America is still Despite our issues, despite our problems, America is still the greatest place in the world. And we have our problems. We are not perfect by any means, but we got to grow from those problems. Complaining about them doesn't fix problems. But I'm telling you here, I'm here to tell you right now that if you hate America, you hate this country, you think it sucks, go someplace else go to a third world country.
Yeah.
Right. Go look at the Olympic, or not the Olympics. What is the World Cup right now?
Go to Qatar.
Qatar is a beautiful country, but underneath all that, it's just putting makeup on lipstick on a pig. How's that? Yeah. Not to offend the Muslims, because I know they don't eat pigs, but it's just it's a figure of speech, right? It's underneath all that beautiful countryside and the beautiful buildings and all that. It's a terrible place. We don't, people in this country don't know what oppression is until they go to one of these foreign countries.
There's a reason why they'll come here.
Right. But when you go to one of these countries that don't have the same beliefs as we do, where everyone's free, women treated awful. Look at what's going on in Iran right now. Look what's happening in Iran. People are pissed because that young woman who took her hijab off, who refused to wear it because that's a form of oppression. They beat her to death just for that, for not putting her hat on. They beat her to death, and they said, "Oh, she had a heart attack," as they dragged her into a van and beat her to death. Now the people are pissed, but they throw, gay people, they throw them off buildings. And we're mad because someone won't bake a cake for them. I'm just saying, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, so like Brittany Griner on her way home. This is what we're talking about.
Yep.
We could certainly, fly off.
Yeah, I mean,
a million different ways
hours.
this way. But like my thing is this, and it's always been the same. Well, first of all, I want to say Paul Lash said, and he said this months ago. He said she'll be home by October. He said,
"Listen, I'm happy she's coming home, but let's keep it in perspective here. We just traded a dangerous individual back to Russia."
Yeah,
that opens the door for other morons to kidnap American citizens and hold them for ransom, thinking that they're going to get their brothers freed.
I think we should have traded him for Hunter Biden. No, I don't know. Maybe Hunter Biden's laptop.
Hein Bloom. Send him to the gulag.
Maybe he'll learn how to write a check.
Yeah.
So anyway, my thing was, and it's always been the same stance on Brittany Griner, is that she knew the rules, she knew the laws there. She plays there. Or she did.
Yeah.
She used to.
Well, that's like, it's only CBD oil. Like, that's not,
it doesn't matter.
They have different rules.
It doesn't matter.
Correct.
Exactly. And for somebody that goes to Russia a lot, to play there professionally and does business there, you'd think she would know what the rules were. Now, when you start getting into, a very heavy political situation between two countries, because of, an outstanding war with the Russians and the Ukrainians, now becomes really, really political.
Yep.
All of a sudden, you an American?
No, she was absolutely targeted. I'd be willing to bet that she's not the first person to try to smuggle a vape pen with CBD or THC through Russian security, because most people will do it and they won't care. But she absolutely she was absolutely targeted. Absolutely. Because of who she is.
Okay, and I agree with you.
Yep.
I agree with you 100% about that.
However,
my thought was this: if any Russian citizen came over here, and let's say a Russian arms dealer,
right? Of course,
and broke the law,
right?
Do you think they should do the time,
right?
Or do you think they should be like flipped for a player to be named later? Because that's what happened.
You also have to remember too that, again, their legal system not the same. So their rules are open for interpretation, depending on who
we know. 10 years for what she was convicted for is, of course, a ridiculous amount of time.
And with that said, there are people in our country who get put in prison unjustly. There are people in jail right now for having a few ounces of marijuana, which is completely ridiculous. And now, if I could say one good thing about President Biden, it would be that he's trying to get that decriminalized, because it should absolutely be decriminalized.
Well, in 2023, anybody that has any kind of conviction with marijuana is going to be expounded.
If that's the only reason you're in prison.
Yeah.
which was stupid.
Oh, that's
but
true.
right, but like again, before we start slinging arrows, we have some pretty dumb rules too. But our justice system, while broken, is 1,000 times better than what the Russians had. Because the Russians, basically any third world country, and Russia, I consider a third world country right now because they are just a hot mess. Their justice system is a kangaroo court. Right? They make up rules as they go, and they can do it. What are you going to do? You're going to do nothing.
Let's get to some comments. Victoria says our Marine is still in Russia.
Yep.
Yet a craptastic basketball player was traded for an arms dealer. What more can be said?
Nothing. But again, I will preface that with she's still an American citizen. But we need to if we're going to do this for her, we have to do it for everyone else. It's just the whole thing from her being arrested, put in Russian prison, to her getting traded, and then Joe Biden coming on TV and touting that I got her home. She's on her way home. I just talked to her on the phone.
We're gonna do a thing, man.
Political stunt.
Do a thing.
It's all political stunt.
Yeah, you're 100% correct.
So what's our priority? Protecting our southern border or bringing home a WNBA star? Because
obviously that question has already been answered.
I know.
Victoria also goes on to say maybe the girl will appreciate her country now, but I doubt it. And that's kind of what we talked about. How she'd be out there and she wouldn't stand for our flag. And then the flag saved her ass.
Right. But again, having been, as Colonel Jessup so eloquently put, protected by the blanket of freedom that it provides, I have to say that is her right to whether I agree or not, whether any of us agree or not, is her right as an American
If
citizen.
the same stuff happened to you or it happened to me, guess what? We're in the gulag.
Correct.
We're staying there. We're swinging a sledgehammer.
Correct.
Going, nobody knows the troubles I've seen.
Correct.
In Russian, of course, we'd have to sing it.
Right. Chain gang.
Gang.
Brother, oh brother, we're out though, right?
Yeah. You get there and go, hey, aren't you Bobby Bonds? Anyway, Joanne says, what about the Marine that's still in prison over there? Right.
A lot of questions that had to be answered.
How about this one? Peggy goes, cool. We're the lesser evil.
Okay.
Victoria says, I can't imagine how Paul Whalen's family feels right now. And Peggy comments again, goes, any athlete would have had the same attention. Maybe we should stop putting them on pedestals.
Yeah.
Every country has their national pastime, their national sports, right?
Yep.
Which is going to go ahead and create icons, and it's going to create heroes,
right?
Not just to the younger generation, but to people like us that our generation that love to watch sports, and love to watch certain players. So this year, and you talk about Aaron Judge, okay, who MVP. Incredible ball player.
Right.
He's like 7'6". I mean, he's huge. And he's probably going to hit 80 home runs one day. I mean, he can bunt and it'll go over the right field fence.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, long story short, Yankees. I'm a Red Sox fan. You know this, right?
Of course.
All right. The Yankees opened up the checkbook.
They did.
And they said, you know what? You broke the home run record here. We respect that. We want to sign you. They gave him $360 million over 9 years,
which was the same exact deal that the San Francisco Giants offered him, and $50 million less than what the San Diego Padres offered him. San Diego Padres offered him 10 years for $410. I mean, listen, it would have been, if I was Aaron Judge, it would have been hard to say no to San Diego.
Well, they had to get out of their Hosmer deal.
But listen, first of all, it's not my money. I mean, it kind of is because I go to Yankee games. I'll feel the weight of that going to a game. My $16 beer is going to be $20 now. My $5 glizzy will be $6 now.
What's a glizzy?
Hot dog. What planet are you on, Mr. TikTok? How do you not know that?
I don't know what a glizzy is.
Oh my God.
I'm really naive, Scott. I really am.
Anywho, good for him. Good for you. Right? Good for you. It's not my money. I don't love the contract that Aaron Judge signed, but I also love the fact that he's back. because he's the face of the New York Yankees.
So now I got to talk about my Red Sox
Well,
because
let's do that.
at the
That's
same
a bigger
time,
issue. That's a bigger issue.
At the same time, you have they're talking about, oh, he's a major issue for us. We have to sign him. He's a priority, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? Xander Bogaerts is now a member of the San Diego Padres.
He is, in fact. Now they gave him 11 years for $280 million.
Yeah.
Which I thought, I mean, the fact that we're talking about paying a ball player $280 million and and then 2 days later you turn around and talk about we can't pay our teachers more money. It's ludicrous. However, that guy is an earner. He goes out and yes, he plays a game, but it's entertainment, just like movie stars. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. People making, TV, people that do TV making people on Friends, they made $1 million an episode. That's ridiculous, but this is our culture. This is the way it is.
Why Shayna, who's the illest?
She is the illest.
Yeah.
But covertly the illest. She hasn't said it. It's not on her, her title.
No, we know she still is.
We all know.
Yeah. She says they knew we held these people like Britney to deity standards, so they knew the coverage that they would receive. Now, shouldn't we have gotten 2 for 1 for an arms dealer?
I'm saying, again, it's all political.
How many times in baseball or basketball or football do they trade 2, 3, 4 for one player?
Yeah. Listen, do I think anyone in our government gives a crap about who Brittany Griner is or her in particular? No. They don't give a crap about her more than they give a crap about any of us. They only did it because it was political, because of who she is. Yeah. It was a political stunt because she is a member of the LGBTQ community. She is an African-American woman. She's an athlete.
She hits all the hot buttons.
Yes. She hits all the hot buttons. Boom, bang, bang. Whether you like me hearing that or not, it's the absolute truth. That was a win for the Democrats, period. Yeah. Again, I will say she is American citizen. I'm glad that she's back home with her family because while she did break the law, she didn't deserve the treatment she was getting. We need to be fair and do it to the rest of our people that
it's
are
all
there.
Political.
Again, it's absolutely political.
Victoria says the arms dealer was considered a high value prisoner. My feeling is that we wasted our trade value. This should have been a 2 for 1 swap at the least.
Should have got Theo Epstein to do negotiations.
And then Daryl says Padres well overpaid by a boat ton.
All right, Daryl.
Xander Bogaerts is gonna have to live his life in San Diego with the moniker of "You're just not Aaron Judge," because you were second best. They weren't gonna sign him until they lost Aaron Judge.
This is facts. So he's a 307 career hitter. He's career 292. Career 292. Last year he hit 307. 156 home runs. His career WAR is 34.9, which is basically 35 games.
Yeah.
With the mark, you can say
what is WAR? I don't think a lot of people understand.
WAR is wins above a replacement. So that means if they took you out. So the Red Sox, this is all hypothetical, right? Mm-hmm. It's just a numbers crunch, it's an analytic thing.
Right. Thank you, Billy Bean.
Yeah. So a WAR means this year the Red Sox, he's worth 35 more wins than without him over the course of his career. So last year his WAR was 5.8, so 6 games. Mm-hmm. So realistically,
so what you're saying is that if he's in the game,
the Red Sox are 6 games better with Xander Bogaerts in the lineup. So this whole the Padres overpaid for him. If you want to say they gave him too many years, I'll agree with that. But to say they overpaid for him is it's a false narrative. Yeah, because you have to look at the market value. Forget about the money. Just throw the money away because the money means nothing. A, it's not your money, and B, it's worth it to that franchise because of the money they'll make from him. So you have to factor in all those things.
They'll make a boatload in merchandising.
Merchandise. I mean, licensing. How many? I would bet you right now the wait list for a Padres Xander Bogaerts jersey is the line. They're already taking orders. Mm-hmm. thousands of orders to bet, hundreds of thousands.
This
of
all
orders.
happened. And I think
Happened overnight. I woke up the first thing this morning.
what I think what I realized this about what you're talking about the most is back when the Red Sox signed Daisuke Matsuzaka.
Oh boy.
You know, they paid $50 million for posting fee. Then they gave him $80 million. So really made the deal $130 million.
And he was a bust.
He was a bust.
He was pretty cool. Like when he first came up, it was a kind of like a show.
Yeah.
Right. So, because the Shohei Ohtanis of the world are few and far between.
They don't care if they really win those games. They just want to sell a lot of crap.
Correct.
And you know how many Matsuzaka jerseys they sold?
Well, dude, I still see them every once in a while.
They made
The
their money
t-shirts. But listen, saying that they overpaid for him is completely false because they gave him. I feel they gave him fair market value because Aaron Judge got 360. They offered 410 million for Aaron Judge. The Padres did. They gave him 280, but I think they gave him way too many years because Xander Bogaerts, while he is tend to be injured, he's a fantastic. He was the best hitter on the Red Sox last year.
What about Trevor Story? The Sox signed him to a 7-year deal, and he was hurt 75%
He
of the
can't play
time.
if it rains.
Huh?
He can't play if it rains. He'll melt. He's made of
him and Chris Sale.
They're both made of sugar glass.
I hope they don't go bike riding together.
Oh God,
that would be a problem
with Fernando Tatis Jr. Yeah, but listen, the Red Sox. I don't know what they're doing. I take my Yankees hat off, and just put my Major League Baseball hat on. And speaking just as a person who talks about baseball pretty much every day, 365 days a year, I will have to tell you that I don't understand what the Red Sox are doing.
I don't either.
And they just got this young Japanese superstar who apparently can rake, which is good for them. But you have to fill the hole that Xander Bogaerts left. But he's an outfielder; he's not a shortstop. So now you still need a shortstop. And as of
they're going to move Trevor Story over
9/10 on December 8th. Rest in peace, John Lynn. Today's is it 42 years today. December 8th. 9:10 a.m. The Red Sox have no plan. That could all change this afternoon. The Red Sox could announce they signed Carlos Correa, which would be a great move. However,
they won't. No, the whole deal for signing Trevor Story is they knew Bogaerts was going to opt out, and they were going to say "See ya, X," and they're going to move him over.
Now they're trying to move Dahlbeck.
What? He's got no trade value.
Well, I still think
zero.
Notter and I both think that the Red Sox were trying to put together a trade for a frontline starting pitcher. I don't know who, I don't know where.
They have no pitching.
Feeling. Just because it makes sense. I know that because Porcello just retired.
Yeah.
Sale is made out of paper.
Balsa wood.
Wafer thin. He's made out of balsa wood, wet balsa wood. And he's old. Let's face it. The guy, it's not 2010 anymore.
Yeah.
The guy's old.
Yeah.
He's fragile. Plus, they need to put 78 cents of change in each pocket so he doesn't blow away.
It's going to be like the 9th year of Bogaerts' contract.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they don't have – and Eovaldi's a free agent. They haven't re-signed him. So what do they got?
I don't think they should go get Eovaldi. He's been up and down his best.
Listen, he's been good.
I think he's the number 3 starter at best.
Did he not win a Cy Young?
No.
Porcello won the Cy Young.
Porcello won the Cy Young.
But Eovaldi has been solid for the Red Sox. We had
he
him.
Was solid during the World Series.
He was.
And then they signed him to the 4-year deal. And then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And it was like, wah, 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 wah.
Listen, he's a number 3 or 4 on every other buddy, but right now he's the Red Sox 1. Well, he's nobody's 1.
He's nobody's 1
right Red Sox now. Chris Sale, who hasn't played a full Major League year since the
COVID.
World Series.
COVID.
COVID doesn't count. Yeah. That year doesn't count. Sorry, Dodgers fans, it doesn't count. He played 60 games, please. In the bubble.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot that they won. Sorry, Mookie.
Yeah, they did Xander dirty like they did to Mookie. Yeah. And it's gonna come back and bite him. That's just my belief. Just no bias, just my professional opinion.
I think this is the Red Sox plan all along. As soon as they signed Trevor Story, the plan was to move him over to short because Xander was going to opt out of the last couple of years of his contract. They're going to get some craptastic player to play second base, give him $2 million a year, maybe hit 260, 250. That maybe has a decent glove, right?
You
got Hosmer at first, who can't hit for squat.
No, he can still hit.
He's hitting like 240, 250 now.
He was on fire to start the year last year. Hosmer's a nice player. He's getting up there.
He's got a hell of a glove.
Long in the tooth.
He's got a good glove.
Yeah, he does. But listen,
it's an upgrade from Dahlbeck.
As a Red Sox, speaking, if I was a Red Sox fan, I would say to my ownership, tell us what the plan is, because it's easier to accept it once you know what it is. But for them to be leave their fans out there hanging. If I was a Red Sox fan, I'd be furious. So Red Sox fans, if you're watching, how are you feeling about this? How are you feel? Your team has no direction. What are you doing? I know that you can't tip your hand if you haven't traded, working on a trade, but at the trade deadline last year, they did nothing.
Right.
They got
because they knew they weren't going anywhere.
They could have kept Schwarber. Schwarber is awesome.
Yeah.
They could have kept Schwarber last year.
They let him walk too.
They let him walk. Are they going to? I think they'll let Devers walk next year. Are the Red Sox trying to build? Are they rebuilding? If they're rebuilding, say that.
Yeah.
Don't just make it obvious. Say to their fans, listen, I know it's tough, but hang in there.
Well, they got a couple of prospects right now that can play third base that are pretty solid. So do I think? But you have all right. Who's the guy? Just give me a name. First baseman for not anymore. Hall of Famer. Houston Astros.
How long ago?
Jeff Bagwell.
Oh, Bags. Yeah.
Okay. You know
Red
where
Sox.
he came up, right?
The Red Sox.
Yeah.
He's a Massachusetts kid.
You know what they signed? You know what they traded him for?
Bag of big league chew.
Larry Anderson.
Oh.
Larry Anderson. He had a big old high kick, you know, and he gave him 3 months, and they traded a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Bogarts possibly could be a Hall of Famer someday.
He was their best hitter last year.
Devers, if he continues, will be a Hall of Famer.
Devers, they need to put him at DH.
Yeah. If McGriff is going to make
terrible third base.
McGriff's in the Hall of Fame.
Well, that's another story. I don't know if
Devers will make it.
I don't know if you want to go down that rabbit hole with me. Listen, I love Fred McGriff. I love him. I think he's deserved. But I don't want to live in a world where Fred McGriff is in the Hall of Fame and Don Mattingly is not. Thurman Munson is not. Barry Bonds. I don't care what you think about Barry Bonds in the PED use. I don't care. I don't care if guys do PEDs. They're doing it to their bodies because guess what? PEDs didn't make you an awesome baseball player.
Pete Rose.
He was already an awesome baseball player before he took PEDs.
Pete Rose
should be in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
I hope he never gets in, but he should be in.
No, I hope he does get in.
I hope he does. He's a scumbag. I hate him.
Well, he's a scumbag, but
great baseball player. I loved him as a kid.
Right, all-time baseball hit leader.
Yeah,
you know,
Kurt Schilling should be on the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
Kurt's another scumbag.
This is politics.
They are keeping him out of the Hall of Fame because of politics.
And this just in: the Red Sox have just signed Brittany Griner and Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's another rumor.
Yeah.
So on my way, I went to the Patriots game last week
because she's a free agent now.
I went to the Patriots game against the Buffalo Bills on Thursday night. Me and Teddy went, and
I saw the pictures
on our way in.
I tried to give you tickets for a game you already were going to.
You did. On our way in, we heard the rumors that Tom Brady possibly could have a reunion with Bill Belichick in 2024. As a Patriots fan, how do you feel about that?
I don't care.
I would like to see it.
I'd like to see it. Whatever. Oh,
so he can finish. No, he could come back and finish his last 10 years with the Patriots.
Last 10 years.
I mean, let's be honest. That guy is going to die on the football field. They're going to have to drag his corpse off the field because he's going
to take a hit. He's like, oh,
and explode and like turn into dust. Yeah.
Did you ever see that movie Heaven Can Wait with Warren Beatty?
Oh yeah,
Warren Beatty. That's what's happening.
A great movie.
That's what's happening to Tom Brady.
That's an awesome name drop. That's a great movie. When I was a kid, I loved that movie.
Me too.
It was on HBO like every 4 hours.
Every time Brady takes a hit, and he doesn't move, they're swapping souls. Is what they're doing. And
he's feeding off. He's absorbing their energy. Listen, listen. I am not a Patriots fan by any stretch. Not a Tampa fan by any stretch. But I am a Tom Brady fan. Despite all the things that have been said about him, I think it's unfair. It's just the media pushing the narrative, but I think Tom Brady is awesome. And he's a great guy, and I wish him the best. So
I think Tom Brady is an excellent football player, always a Hall of Famer. Obviously, I just don't like his ego. His ego is what's continuing him to play.
I mean, we don't know. Listen, none of us know what goes on behind closed doors in the Brady Bunch household. The Brady Bunch. Oh,
it's
trademark
a story.
Yes.
Who was bringing?
How come no one else has thought of this? The Brady Bunch?
Holy shit! I've never thought of that. That's just like
I just popped. But anyway.
Well, no, we gotta think this. We gotta think this out here.
Nobody knows what goes on behind those closed doors.
Yeah.
You only know what gets reported in the media, and there's always more to the story because you don't hear. to his credit, to Tom Brady's credit, he hasn't said a word about it.
Yeah.
He hasn't said one. He could defend his honor. He could go out and say, "Hey, listen, either there's more to it, or hey, this is completely on me. It's my fault. I know I sacrificed my family to come back and play football." But I think there's more to it because he hasn't said anything about it. I think there's more to it. And it was kind of weird that like a month after this whole thing dropped, she's in Belize with their kid's jiu-jitsu instructor.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Hello, Giselle. Won't you come over here to me? I hear you got lots of money.
Yeah. She's been hanging out at the Cobra Kai dojo. Let me show you how to sweep the leg.
Ralph Macchio judo chop.
I don't know. I think there's more to it, man. But good credit to Tom Brady for not creating more drama than there needs to be. The drama is created by.
Let's get to some comments here.
Let's go.
Madeline Garner says, "Hey, Scott."
Hi, Maddie.
And
Madeline, sorry.
Yeah, she's grown up now.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Madeline now. So say hi to Brenda for me.
Oh,
and she goes, "And how about them Vikings?" Okay, moving on.
How about them? The Giants are going to beat them.
Polino says, just for perspective, Aaron Judge will be making just under $247K a game for the next 9 years.
Outstanding.
Nice, huh?
Good on him. Good for you.
Daryl.
If you have the talent to be able to make that money, then absolutely go for it, man. I will never fault anyone for chasing the money. Ever.
Don't hate don't be jealous, because you didn't do it.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
I am pissed, Daryl says, with the Red Sox, but I am also a Pats fan, so disappointed is feeling normal now.
Yes.
Polino, who's a Mets fan, if the Mets sign another pitcher, I believe they will try to trade Carrasco to fill in any voids that they don't fill with free agency.
Well, the Mets just signed. The Mets signed Justin Verlander. That's a lot of money. $43 million a year is a lot of that's a lot of beans.
Yeah.
So good for them.
He also goes on to say, Dave says, Pete Rose should 100% be in the Hall of Fame. And now that they are putting betting kiosks inside of the Cincinnati Reds,
he's going to be and listen, in the irony of all ironies, the Reds announced that Pete Rose will be placing the first bet. And it's not a joke. It's not a joke. But listen, here's where a lot of people don't understand. People just say, "Oh, he should be in the Hall of Fame." He did his time. When he got banned, he signed paperwork saying that he agreed to never be allowed to be into the Hall of Fame. They were to say, "Listen, just admit you did it, and it'll all be bygones for bygones." But he wanted to be stubborn, and he wanted to be, that guy. Yeah. And he signed paperwork saying, "I'll never be in the Hall of Fame because I would not admit to what I was doing." And then years later, he admitted it, and now he wants all us to feel bad for him.
Oh, I don't feel bad for him.
I absolutely think he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I hope he never does because it's his own fault. Yeah. Nobody screwed him over. He screwed himself over.
Daryl says Brady will not be back with the Pats. Belichick won't have a job next season.
Wrong. I disagree.
Wrong.
They're not losing because of Belichick.
Daryl, stick to computers.
Oh, wow. Beef. We got beef on the morning show.
That was a Brittany Griner.
That's right.
CBD chop. Hi, Brittany Griner for CBD.
Don't fly to Russia with it, kids.
Are you an international traveler? Well, I've got a product for you. And of course, a disclaimer. Abandoned Indy USSR. Wait till your Brittany comes home.
Oh boy, she's on her. Hey, listen, good for her. She's coming home.
She's on her way home. This one, look, there she is, Brittany Griner.
I was looking something up. I wanted to look something up.
Brittany Griner on her way home. And it was rumored that when she got on the plane, she decided she had a full band. And she started singing, "I'm leaving on a jet
Who sang
plane."
That?
Peter, Paul, and Mary?
Oh, was it? Yeah, I think you're right.
Don't know when I'll
probably
be
never
back
going back to Russia again. Probably not.
Oh, Vlad,
I'm interested. I'm interested to hear what she has to say because that there's going to be a horde of media waiting for her when she lands in New York City. When she lands in JFK, there'll be a horde of media waiting for her.
Okay. So
I'm interested to hear what she has to say. Again, I'm impartial. Good for her. I'm glad she's come. I'm glad her family's getting her back.
I'm happy for her family.
Yes, because while she created this mess, she didn't create the media shitstorm. Oh, sorry. She didn't create the media poop storm that followed it, right?
Yeah.
It's the media creating a monster out of this whole thing. All she wants to do is come home. So I
understand that. That's human. I mean, there's a human error, there's human issues here, and then there's what's right and wrong, in the world of politics.
The media made it a political thing, and it is what it is. I don't.
Yeah, but
I'm glad she's
so
coming.
did the U.S. government. They made it political too.
The end of my feelings on this is I'm glad she's home. I'm glad she's going to be spending Christmas with her family because she has a wife. She has. I think they have adopted children. Not sure.
I believe. I don't know.
I think so. I haven't looked. I haven't cared to dig in enough. But whether people with the whole not standing for the flag or whatever, that stuff doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Even as a veteran who, retired 24 years.
She's never going to have to. She's never, ever, ever going to play basketball. I mean, no, she will. She'll play basketball.
She'll be back. WNBA starts up in the spring.
There'll be a book deal. There'll be Lifetime movies.
I was going to say, there's a Lifetime movie coming out of this.
I know.
That's it.
Let's see.
Or we could do one on Hallmark Channel, Christmas in Moscow, with Brittany Griner. The Hallmark Christmas movie.
All right. So right now, we are going to play a special episode of Scott Freyer or Air Fryer. And now this is brought to us by our friend Dave Polino. Could we have traded Scott Freyer for Brittany Griner?
Who said that?
Dave.
All right.
Dave Polino. Or actually the question should be, or the statement should be, Scott Freyer traded for Brittany Griner.
I'll go to.
Is that
Russia?
Scott Freyer or Air Fryer?
I'll go to Russia.
You're going to go to Russia? Okay.
Nobody didn't want me over there.
I think we need a beep button on the table so we can cover our oops moments.
I could have changed my podcast to Bronx Baseball and Borscht.
Bronx Baseball, Borscht, and Brittany. 4B Media, 5B Media. We be bad. So like the whole Brady Bunch thing. It's a story. Tom Brady.
The Brady Bunchton.
I didn't even think of that.
That's what I was. That's
gold,
man. That's what I was saying.
Gold.
That's what I said before. The Brady Bunchton. Tommy, I don't know how anybody didn't think of it. Maybe they did. I just didn't see it.
No, I never saw anything, and I sure as hell never thought of it.
Hey, you know what?
Gold, man. That is gold.
You should start a new game. New game.
All right.
You should do on your show every day.
What's it?
You should call it. I don't know what we have to come up with something creative. You should pick one person every day and say, pick one person in the country today and that you wouldn't want to be. Who do you not want to be today? There's one person in America. I would tell you right now who it is.
All right, hold on. So let's do that game right now for the folks that are in the chat room.
Call it I'm glad I'm not. And then have your guests, whoever's on the show, your host, your co-hosts, tell you who they're glad they're not that day.
All right. So Scott Freyer, you are glad you are not.
I'm glad that I am not Major League Baseball beat reporter insider John Heyman.
And why? Because he kind of jumped the gun a little bit.
For your viewers or listeners who don't know who John Heyman is, he works for Major League Baseball. He's an insider, who's on the scene everywhere apparently, and he gets scoops and he reports them via Twitter most of the time. That seems to be the most effective platform for instant news. He tweets out different things, breaking news. So Tuesday, in the middle of a live B3 show, mind you, which was absolute gold for us. The second time this year, because the story broke that baseball was ending the strike during a live broadcast of B3 too. So the second time this year, big news broke during live B3. He writes, and I quote, Arson Judge signing with the San Francisco Giants. Well, he wrote Arson Judge. It's a big joke right now. So not only did he get it completely horribly wrong, he also called him Arson Judge. And the internet. The internet is undefeated once again because it is. I hope Brenda's not listening, but I have a T-shirt coming in that says Arson Judge has been traded to the.
Really?
Giants. Yes. with the actual tweet box.
Oh my!
His name's not on it for obvious reasons, but everyone who sees my shirt knows it's going. what it is. But yeah, he tweeted out that Aaron Judge was being traded to the San Francisco Giants, but then I think 5 minutes later he deleted it and said, "I'm sorry, I didn't verify my sources."
Yeah, I saw that.
It appears to be on hold. And then
he said, "I think I jumped the gun."
I jumped the gun is exactly what he said. I didn't verify. I jumped the gun.
At least he came out and but said, then oops, I screwed up.
One of our competitors, I won't give them the credit on air, on their social medias, because they were at the baseball meetings, SOBs. They were at the GM meetings, the winter meetings, and they had video footage of John Heyman standing there like this by himself, going like this. And all the other beat reporters and insiders were standing around talking to each other.
Heyman,
Yeah, they were all talking to each other, and John Heyman was standing there by himself. It was actually kind of funny. I felt bad for him.
The sports writer, not the attorney.
Correct.
All right, there we go.
No. Yes, he then 15 hours later, the news breaks that Aaron Judge resigns with the Yankees. So not only did he make a major faux pas, a very unprofessional mistake on that night, because listen, someone tweeted out shortly after that he should be charged with the murder of 10 million Yankee fans. Because we all died when we read that tweet. But he went out and he went over one of if not the biggest social media platform out there and told all of us that Aaron Judge was signing with the Giants. And then 15 hours later, he signed with the Yankees. So he's got to be feeling pretty bad about himself. And I feel bad for him because he's a good guy and he's usually pretty reliable. But I don't know how you recover from that, man.
Victoria says, I think we need a big beep button. I said on the table so we can cover our oops moments. And Peggy jumps in and says, no battery big enough to power it.
Listen, you're lucky that the S-bomb is the only one I've dropped so far.
Victoria, in the glad I'm not category.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad I'm not Joe Biden. Well, because nothing's ever political with Victoria. I just want to let you know.
Then you can do this every day.
Animatronic Joe.
Yeah. Which way do I go? Do I go this way? Oh, this way?
Hey, this one makes sense. Polino says, I don't want to be the person flying on the plane next to Brittany Griner.
That's good. I like that. I like it.
Or the guy flying the plane.
I actually don't want to be me when I get home if Brenda finds out I bought another t-shirt.
Oh, my God.
Love you.
That is true. Who would want to be on that plane? Oh, fly on the wall.
If you're leaving Moscow. Now, listen. I may or may not have visited Russia in my lifetime, but I've never been as a tourist.
Yeah.
I would love to see Moscow.
Yeah.
In the wintertime to see the...
Oh, I bet it's beautiful. The architecture.
Yeah, and it's absolutely beautiful. And then, the weirdo side of me would love to go to Pripyat.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Pripyat?
Oh, yeah.
What's that? I don't know what that is.
It's the power plant. The one that melted down.
Oh.
That whole, I would love to see that. Now you have to wear I did watch a TV show about it, where they have to still Chernobyl, yeah. Chernobyl. Okay. But Pripyat's the town that surrounds it. I did watch an awesome documentary about it. You can visit it now. It's the radiation levels are low enough where you can go. You can't live there, but you can spend a little bit of time there. I'd love to go see that. I think it's actually in Ukraine, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
Come on, Mike.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, good for you.
You can wear your.
I would love to see that.
You wear your tight red, white, and blue shorts.
It's not high on my list. Maldives is the highest on my list, and Tahiti.
Tahiti's
Chernobyl's pretty way down there, but it's on the list.
Yeah,
places I'd love to see.
Mine is Occam.
Occam. I'll take you after the show. On me.
I set my goals high.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Sterling. Vicky, give us a tour.
Yeah, you know what they say in Occam, right?
Nah.
I can't say that name.
Oh, have Victoria give us a tour of Sterling. Come on.
Fuck 'em. I didn't say it, F-I. It was a totally different word. It just rhymes with Occam.
Victoria's just still watching. Tell us, give us one thing. What's a must-see when you come to Sterling? Give us one thing about Sterling. It's a must-see.
Gravity Hill.
I don't know what that is.
I'm
not from
Gravity
here.
Road or it's Gravity something. What it is, it's a road in Sterling that because of the surroundings, it makes you look like you're driving uphill, but you're not.
I need to.
You're actually driving downhill, and you put your car in neutral, and it looks like
stop.
Yeah,
I need to do this.
The Gravity
Is that like
Hill,
the center of the universe in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
Kathy says Econ Hill ice cream.
Oh, that's Sterling.
Yes.
Okay, I thought that was Voluntown.
No,
it's kind of close to the line, though, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good one. I love that place, dude. Econ Hill ice cream.
Yeah.
They have a warm apple cider donut sundae that is absolutely to die for.
They also have the ultimate turkey sandwich, the gobbler they call it.
Oh yeah, I have never had a sandwich.
Oh my god, it's like a multi-grain thick bread.
You lost me on multi-grain.
Turkey. Oh, if
you're eating that, multi-grain bread is not your concern.
It's turkey and stuffing, mashed potatoes, and cranberry.
What time they open?
Let's go. Let's go.
Listen, they take a
Whitell's.
They take a cup of.
It's just a pizza place. Isn't
they take a cup. Listen, they take a styrofoam bowl. They put a warm apple cider donut at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Their fresh homemade vanilla ice cream on top, and then they drizzle it with fudge and caramel with homemade whipped cream on top.
That would just be. You look like a 7-year-old right now. Like your face, like
diabetes.
It's that. You know what? I would have 3 of them sandwiches. I would before that because I can't. I can't have or I can't deal with sweet. Like
I don't
do rich.
I don't do sweets or desserts very often.
Yeah.
This time of year I do because Little Debbie makes those Christmas trees and I can't stay away from. They're like crack at this time of year.
Diabetes.
Yeah, and plus they just came out with chocolate ones too.
What?
Yeah.
Oh! They have Little Debbie cake ice cream.
I have it. I have the Christmas tree one already.
We had the Nutty Bar one. It was okay.
I made the dip.
What?
I made the Christmas tree, Little Debbie Christmas tree dip
I didn't know there was
for our Friendsgiving at the Strain's house. Yeah. I crumbled up a box of the trees, 8 ounces of cream cheese, 2 tubs of Cool Whip, a tablespoon of vanilla. You blend it all together and put some sprinkles on top, green and red sprinkles. And I used Nilla wafers to dip it. It was huge hit.
Wow.
Huge hit.
Huge hit.
Coincidentally, I'm also ready for my insulin shot.
Let's come to my house. I can hit you up. So it's funny because every time I start the show with whoever may be here, so what are we going to talk about? I don't know.
Sometimes the script writes itself.
It does, and this is so we have gone from what to what.
We started with talking about B3,
yeah,
and we went to Brittany Griner. We so eloquently by you segued into Aaron Judge, and we talked about the Red Sox.
Yeah,
and now we're talking about Little Debbie's. It's been awesome.
Yeah, Peggy says my teeth just fell out.
Yeah, but it's so worth it. I don't usually go for the sweets except this time of year, and occasionally during the summer, my daughter we had ice cream sundaes.
Yeah,
it's a little play on words there. I forget what they call that.
Ice cream sundae.
I forget what they call when you have a word with 2 meanings in one sentence, one phrase. There's got to be an English major out there.
Don't ask me. I'm not that bright.
Isn't that like an onomatopoeia or something like that? I don't know. Whatever. We made up a thing called ice cream sundaes.
Yeah.
And then, so every Sunday we went to a local ice cream place, whether it was Dairy Queen, Hank's.
Would you create something?
If we remortgaged a house in the summertime, we went to, went up the hill.
Oh yeah. Buttonwoods.
Buttonwoods. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm thankful for Buttonwoods.
Me too. I love it. Their ice cream is fantastic.
They put the loan applications right on the front counter now.
But listen, my dad told me as a young man, good ain't cheap and cheap ain't good.
Yeah. That is very true.
It's very good ice cream. Listen, if you want to splurge every once in a while, you're supporting local small businesses and it's all homemade.
And I'm really, really glad because now Buttonwoods is offering 90 days same as cash. So
Right. I can stop cutting my kids' fingers off with a pair of wire snips every time I go there.
No matter what, that place is busy.
It is.
Every day in the summertime.
And they do great things.
They do.
With the sunflower sales.
I bust them up a lot,
yeah. But they're great.
But the Button family is right.
But Econ Kill is on that journey as well.
I mean, with the sunflower 6K and all the sunflowers and everything they do for Make-A-Wish. So all of that business that they do, they are
the local
it.
people, we kind of stay away from Buttonwoods at that time of year, and we'll go over there and do our thing and help support. But you come on, everybody that's from here, nobody goes there that weekend because you see the lines all the way down 164.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy, but it's great. That means business is booming, and that's awesome.
I hear there's going to be a gun range going in over there.
Don't start that again.
I just want to.
Don't start that because Mike Minarski said it's going to be on Griswold now, Mike. Oh, and you know it doesn't happen unless it goes on Griswold now.
Yesterday, I was talking about ARPA funds, right? From what the borough got, from what the town got.
Yep.
And where is it? I don't know. What's the town using the ARPA funds? We don't know.
Go to a town meeting.
No, they're not talking about it there either. No. So anyway,
you can go ask.
And we threw out some numbers, right? And then next thing I know, text. Alton. Oh, yeah. And then I got one. Did you say how much? From other. And I'm like, I'm going to say it right now, because this is the God's honest truth. If you own a local business and you're not on this show, people are watching, people are listening. Just when you think they're not, they are.
Speaking of, everybody's watching who loves baseball, please go follow us.
Oh, B3 Media.
B3 Baseball. Well, it's B3 Baseball is our Insta, B3 Baseball on Facebook, and please follow and subscribe on YouTube. We do our show every week, sometimes more, sometimes a lot more. But get all your baseball news right on B3 Media.
And it really just depends on what's happening in the sport at the time, right?
But we do a show. We just finished our 80th episode.
Very good.
On Tuesday. So we're rolling.
B3, just the number, the letter B,
and the number three, B3 Baseball. And you'll find us everywhere. You go B3, www.b3baseball.com, and you go to our website. We stream live on our website. Mm-hmm. The merchandise link is not up, but we do have merchandise available. We have hoodies and T-shirts. More baseball hats coming. So you can go to all of our sponsors, links to all of our discounts, the whole thing. So
got it. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I like your show.
Thank you.
I wish you'd bring back Just a Guy with a Beer.
I wish I had another one of me and more time, because being involved with the school board now is taking a lot of my extra time.
Yeah.
Which that's not a complaint.
Congratulations by getting on to the Board of Education, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the school board here is fantastic. This town, I love, everyone knows me, knows I love this town, and knows I love the schools, and whatever I can do to help, I'm putting my money where my mouth is.
Mm-hmm.
Where a lot of people will just talk and not act, I am doing both.
Yeah. So I'm going to end our show today with this one comment, and then I'm not going to ask you to comment, because especially with all the boards and commissions that you are on.
Yep.
It's too bad you can't get a representative from the town on the show weekly to update residents. Okay. Let's open up that can of whoop ass. So number one, let's talk Board of Education. Board of Education comes on here all the time.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Sean comes on. Mary Beth comes on.
They come in and they give us updates. Sometimes Sean will contact me. Yep. And say, hey, can we talk about this? Can we do this? Steve Cravino comes in.
Steve's on here all the time.
Exactly, talking about athletics and what's going on with Griswold and what's happening with the ECC. And there are other things that we're gonna talk about that's going to be coming up soon. So as far as the Griswold Public School Systems, they are represented by the Griswold Public School Systems here, and they will continue to be. So that's one thing. As far as downtown at 28 Main Street, Jewett City, Connecticut, I don't know. I think I will go out and say that I'm not well liked in the selectmen's department.
It's relative.
Right. And I think that's why. And it's like, it's not about that. Whether you like me or you don't, it's a form of outreach. It's media to get your thoughts out there.
What I always say about people that don't like you? You know how I sleep knowing people don't like me? Naked with a fan on.
Yeah.
You're not gonna. If you spent your whole life worrying about making everyone like you, you'd never stop.
So like, and I'm gonna put in. Here's another thing. I put it out there during budget season. I contacted multiple members of the finance department. Not even a response. Not even a response. I'm not asking you to go there.
I won't,
because it's not fair.
Nope. I know what you're saying. I get it. I get it.
And then I had heard, oh, well, I didn't see it. Okay. Yeah.
Persistent. Be persistent, though.
Yeah. Oh, I contacted more than one. There was one member that did get back to me, and this member did say, it's not my call, but if it was, I would come on the show.
Now, listen, I will. Here's what I will say.
I'm not going to identify anybody.
Speaking as a member of a board in this town, I will say this. You do a fantastic job putting out information, having people come on and give information. If people want more information, they can do one of a couple things. They can watch the show, which you should be doing anyway. Or you could go on. I know people, I don't have social media. I don't have Facebook. Everybody has a website. If you're concerned about something in the school system, go to the Griswold Public Schools website. All the information is there because everybody has a computer. If you're saying you don't have a computer in 2022, almost 2023, then you're crazy.
So I do want to go ahead and say when I talk downtown, when I say downtown,
I know what you meant.
Okay. I'm talking about the town. I am not talking about the borough because even with Paul the other day, we were talking about the borough and, and how transparent they have been.
Yep.
And they are. So
nothing
to do with them.
There's a lot of information out there. If you are so inclined to find it, you can go find the information.
And I can feel the text messages being sent right now.
Every single Board of Education meeting, which happens every other Monday, is live streamed on Facebook. Yeah. If you can't make it to the middle school for the meeting, turn on Facebook. Right. You can find out a lot of information just by doing the research instead of complaining about it on Griswold.
Jennifer says it's also sad that the town selectively blocks residents they don't like from the town Facebook page so they can't see updates or comment. Things have to change.
Well, I don't know anything about that.
I'll go into a restaurant and somebody will say to me, "Did you hear about this?" And I'll say no. Oh. And they would proceed to tell me what I apparently missed. Well, it's on Griswold now. I don't go on Griswold now. And not because I don't like Carl Lucier, because I think Carl Lucier is a hoot and he's a great guy. But there's nothing. If you notice, Scott, we don't really do a lot of local news anymore.
Right.
Because everybody on Griswold now wants their 5 seconds of fame.
Well,
did you see what happened? Oh my God.
The problem with that is it's not accurate. A lot of the time it's wrong. It's not accurate.
And I just let it go.
Okay. That's the best. Take the high road. That's the best thing to do.
Yep. And I just let it go.
Well, my whole thing is don't throw rocks in the water and then be surprised when it makes waves.
Yeah.
That's.
So, yeah. Yeah, no, I never. Well, whatever, And it's like, and there are other people I'll talk to. No, I don't get my news. No, I don't get my news. I don't. Okay. So I know the town likes to post once in a while. Well, what they do is they post on their Town of Griswold Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nobody's seeing it. And why? Because Facebook doesn't push it out. Because they're not boosting posts, right? The only people in the town
I
are
see
paying the Norwich Bolton to put on, different ads.
No, I do, but
Nobody sees that either.
I see. Well, there's a lot of people in town that share that information. When they see it pop up from the Griswold. 'Cause I see everything that the Griswold town posts.
I haven't seen a
it.
post from the town in probably a month or two.
I just saw one the other day. Come on.
Maybe I'm blocked.
Maybe you're blocked too.
You know what? I'm going to look right now.
Can you tell that?
Yeah, if I can't search it.
Oh, okay. But there's a lot of first of all, get off Facebook. Okay, that's your first mistake. If you're looking on Facebook for news, that is your absolute first mistake. Go to just Google something. Go to a website. I can only speak for what I have experience in. Right. The Board of Education, if you want to know what's going on in the Griswold Public Schools, the Board of Education is very transparent. When you if you go to the page and you look it up, you will find the information that you desire. If you can't make a meeting, you can watch it on Facebook. You can read the minutes. You can see what's going on. So I hate when people say, "Well, so much for it being transparent," or "I don't know what's going on." That's a lazy take. That's an absolute lazy take, because if you want to know, you can find out.
All right. Town of Griswold. Nope, I'm not blocked.
Just does it come up in your feed because you don't look at it enough? Like, I will actively seek out the Town of Griswold Facebook just to look at it. So the more you do that, the more it'll show up on your feed.
So here's the thing. Here's a way you can tell if you're getting any kind of play. If you're getting 1, 2, or 3 comments, nobody's saying it. If you're not getting any likes, nobody's saying it.
Correct. But if you're also seeking it out, it'll show up more. Like, that's why you keep seeing ads for midget porn on your phone. Yeah.
Every day I write.
Why do I keep getting these stupid ads?
Yeah.
It's out.
You just outed me, man. Jesus.
No, the information's there, man. You just got to know. You got to put the time in to find the information.
Look, I got no problem with anybody downtown. They got a problem with me because I don't shut my mouth.
But that's your job, though.
That's my job.
Literally your job.
And I have said this
impartially
over and over again. And matter of fact, anytime the first selectman has been here, no matter who that first selectman is, I have been 150% impartial, kind, considerate, and welcoming.
I would agree with this.
And never.
I would agree with this.
It doesn't matter what you think of me, but every time you come in, and any first selectman, it's always been straight up, thank you for coming. Let's talk the town. Yeah. End of story. Well, I'm going to put it out there again like I did last week. And no response. You have an open invitation to come in here and talk to your residents live. We'll ask the questions. I throw softballs. What the heck? But at least you're giving some information that is not on a site that is your own.
Right.
Get on somebody else's. I don't care. Go to WICH and do it if you don't want to use me. Go to WINY and do it if you don't want to use me. Go to 94.9 if you don't want to use me. I don't care. Get out there and do something.
And if you're looking for news on Griswold Now, is great for a lot of things. It's great for the other day. Someone asked, "Hey, what day is Santa coming?" People responded. I responded too. But that's what it's great for. But it's not great for finding out news, right? Because the people that are posting it probably don't know what's really going on. And you'll see on that thread 800 different versions of the story they're trying to tell. So
people are clamoring for information right now. They're begging for information. I hear it all the time. Why won't you give it to them? And you're not going to be able to give it to them by just posting something on your own personal Facebook page because nobody sees it.
Again, if you go to the town Facebook or town website, there's a lot of information there. I'm not saying it's the information you're looking for. I'm saying you'd be surprised at how much information you could get.
Sarah, thank you. Because I enjoy my morning coffee and the Mike Minarski Morning Show. The Triple M for news and views. Paul isn't mad about it and on a Monday because he hates Monday. See, people know, they understand, you know the personalities like Paul Ash, he hates Mondays.
I know he does.
Because that's how I authenticate my 06351 news. Yep. Kurt says, longtime viewer, love your show, even though I'm from Oklahoma City.
Excellent.
And Jen, who needs to be more in public office. Sorry, did I just say that out loud? Town officials should do everything they can to push information any way they can. Website, social media, print, etc. Our leadership does not do that. And they actively denounce anyone who doesn't agree or who asks too many questions or wants explanations.
Get Elon Musk to change. Let's hire Elon Musk to come to Griswold and figure it out.
There's only one other person in history that has done that. Do you know who that person is who doesn't like to have their questions asked of them? Do you have any idea?
I can think of a whole bunch of people off the top of my head, but I'm trying to stay out of the realm of politics because it never ends well. Religion and politics, I will stay away from it.
Well, I'm going to show you.
Oh, God.
Just in a second here.
Bill Belichick. We're on to Jewett City. What about the Griswold budget? We're on to Jewett City. What about this? We're on to Jewett City. We're on to the Board of Finance.
But I am going to say, there's one other spot or one other.
I can't wait.
One other person.
I can't wait for this big reveal.
You ready? Only got to go back to. There's one other person that does not like to be challenged. They don't like to answer questions. And if you're ready, and it's really part of the holidays.
Oh boy.
It's the Burgermeister Burger.
Just give him a yo-yo.
A yo-yo?
For me?
I've always wanted a yo-yo. I thought you put me. There'll be no toy makers to the king. There'll be no questions answered to the residents.
Listen, that's a great show, but I was very disappointed to find out that Santa was a ginger.
He was.
So Santa is evil.
And has no soul.
Yes, well, because he takes everyone else's.
I really can just feel the text messages going through my body right now.
I just checked mine. I have none. So
no.
I do, but I can feel about that. But I know you got your hands on a lot of.
None of this is personal.
No,
none of this is personal.
Absolutely.
I actually,
how many conversations?
I got nothing against anybody downtown.
How many conversations have you and I had down the street, out on the back porch about all of this? Tons. Yeah. While you smoke, tons. Yeah. I know where you stand. You're very impartial, and I think you do a great job.
None of this is personal.
Personal beliefs aside, you do a great job giving facts, being impartial, like all news is supposed to do.
I saw a town operative. I'm only going to say because I'm not going to say any names or anything.
Yep.
At a local fast food restaurant one time.
Mm-hmm.
And we engaged in, very, hey, how you doing? Very just, nice, And I remember saying to Paul the next day, I saw so-and-so at this place. And I said, I know they don't like me, but I thought they were pretty nice.
Yeah.
I think, if you take the person here and take that person and put him just in a real life situation, they're very nice. We have to learn how to separate.
I agree.
So, Victoria says, that was over the line, Scott Freyer. No negative comments
Oh, what
about
was that?
Santa.
Oh, listen, I believe in Krampus anyway, so that's fine.
Krampus.
Didn't you see my Krampus on the
Yes,
mantle?
I did. Yes, I did.
The elf on the shelf has been eaten.
Huh?
The elf on the shelf has been eaten. His name was Robert Wong, by the way.
Did you see the Rainiers with Meadow, and they put her up on the above the fireplace?
No.
And I commented and I said, "Oh, look, the new elf on the shelf." And then Laura texts back, or she writes back, she goes, "No, it's Meadow on a mantle." Nice.
No, I have the Krampus on the mantle.
Krampus on the mantle. Scott, thanks for showing up.
Yeah, I do. Before I leave, my last thing, we'll circle back to the Brittany and Griner.
Yeah.
One of my good friends just texted in our text group, and this might ruffle some feathers here. And this is Connecticut. I get that. It's the women's basketball capital of the world. But this is the first time that anybody's heard about a trade in the WNBA. The line of the day.
Nice. All right. Scott from B3 Baseball.
Go follow us, please.
All right.
Give us a watch.
All right. Have a good day, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. It's Retiree Row tomorrow with Paul and Chris. And Ask Chris Anything. See you tomorrow.
Buy better. Much better. So much better. Pride insurance and pride price. You buy better. You buy better. You buy better.
Summer is winding down, which means it's the perfect time to fall into your annual maintenance routine.